冰箱还有茄子，还有芹菜，还有花椰菜，这样应该等一下还要下去买吧。
With not much in his wallet, Chen Bo-yi needs to pick and choose his purchase carefully.
Sometimes I don't have much money, so I just buy less. When I have more money, I buy more items.
这个菜是从我国2的时候。
I started doing this since the 8th grade because my grandmother couldn't do it anymore. So I come buy ingredients here and cook for the family when I get home.
Raised in a single-parent family, Chen Bo-yi spends a lot of time with his grandmother when his father is at work. However, 3 years ago, his grandmother had spinal surgery and suffered mobility issues. Thus, the boy took over cooking at the age of 13.
My son is very mature for his age. I'm grateful. Since our family situation isn't ideal, I appreciate that he's so mature and thoughtful.
An alarming 44% of families in remote regions do not prepare breakfast for their children to eat. Thus, over half of the students don't have breakfast to eat, so they go to school hungry.
Sometimes I forgot to leave food at the house, and the kids will call and ask me what they can eat, and I say, sorry, I forgot.
Living in Jiayi's Alishan Township, Yiro takes care of herself when she gets home from school, as her parents are still working.
有蛋的话就煎蛋。
哦，煎蛋，那一餐就吃蛋而已。
对。
Not having a set mealtime is often the worry of students in these remote regions. According to surveys, though the percentage of children under 18 in rural townships of Taiwan without lunches are decreasing as compared to previous years, there are still 3% of kids without lunches to eat.
The difference between urban children and country children are their health, entertainment, and nutrition. It's still quite a gap.
Jiayi's Alishan Township has 9 elementary schools listed in the Ministry of Education as severely remote school. And where I'm standing, Shizi Elementary is one of them. This school has only 12 students, and as you can see, this teacher only has 2 students.
Educational resources in remote regions are not lacking in manpower, but to come up with a nutritional lunch is another issue.
从山下送菜上来，有些菜，
The quality of the vegetables we get might not be as good, while we also don't have a nutritionist on staff.
我们只有自己努力的去，就是。
So all we can do is search on the internet for meal ideas, which is suitable for children to eat.
适合孩子来食用。
Sometimes the meal we eat at school are dishes we don't get to eat at home.
The nutritious lunch meal is very satisfying to Yiro. Yet, Shizi Elementary's budget for school lunches is very low compared to the city elementaries. Thus, these rural kids lose at the starting line once again. Statistics show school lunch budget island-wide is on average 43 NT dollars per child, but some Taipei City children eat about 60 NT dollars a meal, while some in Yunlin only eat about 34 NT dollars per meal. Shizi Elementary is on the lower end of the spectrum.
When the school lunch budget is lower, then the food ingredients they purchase reflect that and are perhaps more processed foods or items that are starchy, which gives a fast, fulfilling feeling when eaten. But long-term wise, those items aren't as good for the children.
An unbalanced diet can cause weight gain in some remote region children, which adversely affects their health, and diseases related to that are also more likely to happen. Research shows there are more than 20% of children from remote regions who have allergies, and also near 60% of children from disadvantaged families have food problems, with 40% of them being they don't eat well, and another 40% being they don't get enough to eat. This long-term dietary problem can cause children from disadvantaged families getting sick 20% more likely than the average family. However, the school lunch situation in this city is vastly different.
I'm standing in Huiwen Elementary School. which is the second largest elementary school in Taichung City. It teaches 2,650 students. Besides plenty of educational resources, their school lunch is very abundant.
We try to use fresh produce as much as possible and decrease less processed foods.
4 dishes and 1 soup, plus fruits. Each of the students' lunch bowls are filled to the brim.
有些东西我比较不爱喜欢吃。
哪些不爱吃？
豆芽菜。
哪些东西你比较会剩下来？
菜。
青菜。
饭。
According to calculations, about 1/4 of school lunch provided will go to waste.
What the students don't eat end up here in the kitchen refuse. Huiwen Elementary produces about 400 kilograms each school day of kitchen refuse.
1/4 of the daily school lunch is uneaten and headed to become livestock feed.
可能要渐进式的去改变，因为
I think we need to step by step change the children's views, as some children are used to getting their way at home, and the parents will just give them whatever they like to eat. So the kitchen staff encourages the students not to waste food.
鼓励孩子们不要浪费。
When comparing the children's school lunches, those living in the rural countryside are lackluster and not enough, it seems like. Not only filling the stomach, it's important to eat well, and that's the basic rights of the children, no matter if they are in the urban city or rural countryside. And it is up to the parents, society, and the government to safeguard these fundamental rights, ensuring they don't go hungry as well as getting a balanced diet to eat.